is prohibited. We'll have 2 mic runners. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking a question. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. Now joining us, members of the Louisville Cardinals, head coach Dan McDonald, student athletes Tucker Biven, Jake Monroe, and Eddie King Jr. Gentlemen, congratulations on your victory and earning another day in Omaha. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement from you.
Yeah, it's obviously awesome that I get to be with these guys competing at least another day and feel good, competing the rest of this week with them. But it's always a lot of mixed emotions because when you sit here, either you lost and your season's over or you just eliminated somebody else. So you kind of, you're just sensitive. I got a lot of respect for Oregon State and really what they went through this year. Somebody did an awesome article on them and shared their traveling and their time in airports and delays and getting back at 5 a.m. And it was just, for a coach, it was very encouraging and challenging because, with the ACC, we now have some California schools and we didn't head out west this year, but we have to head out west next year. So I'll be turning a lot to what Oregon State did this year to kind of motivate our guys as to, how good and how special we can be if we continue our toughness. We talk about the hard, and this group's been through a lot of hard. These 2 of these guys are juniors. One's a junior, one's a senior. So they've been through a lot of hard the past couple years. And, Jake comes through the junior college ranks. So let's not act like he didn't have it hard either. But I never had a doubt. This guy to my left is just an absolute warrior. It's so much fun giving him the ball. And even though, he hasn't always won, he knows win or lose, we trust him. And we'll go down. I'll go down with him any day of the week. And it kind of symbolizes our pitching staff right now, how well we've pitched in the postseason and how tough we've been. And to the 2 hitters next to him, I thought today was our best offensive day from the get-go. I just thought a lot of quality at-bats. We were moving the baseball. I think 1 inning, they robbed 3 hits in 1 inning, which, again, credit to them. But I felt really good about our offense, where we were at. And like I said, man, we've pitched our tail off this postseason. So I'm really happy for this group.
We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Alexis Cubitt, Louisville Courier-Journal. Eddie, during the Super Regionals, you talked about hearing the chants at Jim Patterson and what that meant to you. Where does the chants here in Omaha mean, and how's that ranking your career now?
It just never gets old. It's just something that I will never get used to. I'm just grateful that I'm in a position that I'm in, and I'm just I just want to take advantage of every moment I get. So just hearing a chance like that in a moment like that, it just, it warms my heart, and I'm so glad that it could be for Louisville.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Tucker, that situation there in the top of the ninth, I mean, it was looking grim. They tie the game, there's an error, and it felt like there's a chance for that game to get out of hand. I'm curious about the conversation that you guys had on the mound and how you were able to kind of regroup and get out of that jam.
Oh, yeah. As soon as he came out, I thought he was taking me out. I was gonna get pretty upset. But he just came out and said, if you give up 1 or 2 runs, it's okay. We still get to hit in the ninth. We've done plenty of damage and late in the game. So, obviously, Alex, he's by far the best defensive shortstop in the country. So it'd be selfish of me to get mad at him in that situation. He's done plenty for this team. He's playing with a hurt hand, so kudos to him. But, yeah, so just trusting my team, trusting Coach Williams and the pitches he calls.
Mark Blankenbaker, ESPN Louisville. This is for Jake and Eddie. That sequence where Jake homered and then Eddie went to the wall on the ground rule double. What did that do for you guys mentally as a team that you guys can get the ball out and over that wall?
It just, showed us no matter where we play, whatever ballpark we're in, we can hit for extra bases and hit for power. But this team, we try to stay short for the most part, but, we have so many different weapons we could use, so that goes to show.
Yeah, I think for me at least, it helped free me up a little bit. Telling me that I don't gotta force something on the ground. I could stick to my approach. And if I catch one well in the air, there's a chance it will go. So.
Wilson Moore from the Omaha World Herald. Eddie and Jake, just wondering, you get back to the dugout after that top of the ninth inning. Just how do you mentally reset, flush that, and go from there to score, win the game?
You gotta reset as soon as you get the final out, but you just gotta have a a short mind frame or whatever. But I think we knew we were about to do something special, So I'm glad I could just come through for my team and just gotta keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty easy. We had the top of the lineup up. It was a tie game, so we just got to scratch across one. I think, that's easy for us to do, especially in these late game situations. And it's easy when you have a lineup like this. I struck out on a call I didn't like, and, I was upset about it. Did a little 360, saw Eddie, and then I said, oh, yeah, we're good. So that's kind of a special thing about this lineup.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, Eddie, Tucker, Jake, thanks for your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
All right, we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Noah Bieniek, 11.7. Coach, are you able to draw any similarities besides the outcome of this game to game one that you guys just played in the College World Series final? Top of the ninth inning, the team makes a comeback, ties it up. Bottom of the ninth inning, walk off.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre that, we kind of did that to Oregon State a couple days ago, and they walked us off, and they did that to us today, and then we walk them off. I guess it's, the value of being the home team. Like, sometimes people act like it's not that big a deal. It's amazing, when you get the last three outs and you get to walk somebody off. So, very fortunate that we were in that situation today. You knew they were going to make a rally there late. I mean, and we pitched so well. But, their best hitter, one of their best hitters, jumps on a heater, and then their other best hitter fights off a ball and it drops, and it's like, okay, yeah, you're in it here now. You're going to have to grind this out and earn it, and they made us earn it.
Mark Allen, College Baseball Central. Coach, you guys were exceptionally well hitting today with 2 outs, and you guys were also great on the defensive side, stopping Oregon State from getting anything going all game with 2 outs. Can you talk a little bit about, does that go back to you guys' toughness you guys preach?
I hope so. Look, we got a shirt that hangs in the dugout. It's got kind of a few sayings for the year. It's got some things on the sleeve that I won't bore you with what it all means. But, our focus is on that number. That's the game that matters. And we give that shirt out at the end of the game, usually to you say an MVP, somebody who threw 6 shutout or somebody who hit 2 home runs. It's lots of times it's pretty obvious who the shirt's going to go to. I knew when Alex got on in the 9th, I said, we win this game, the shirt's going to Alex. Like, nobody felt worse than he did. And believe me, as his coach, I have to admit, I'm responsible for the way he attacks that ball. Like, I coach the infielders. We work on that. Like, bases loaded, how do you be aggressive, and you have to turn the double play. And so I feel awful as the coach. My star shortstop feels awful. And I'm just, obviously not wanting to lose this game for a lot of reasons, but man, there's no way I want Alex to blame himself. Just like Tucker said, the respect we have for that kid. So when you use the word toughness, like that, Alex Alisei is the epitome of toughness. And so, he leads off with a 3-2 walk, and then he ends up being the scoring run. And so I remember the diving play he made up the middle. And yeah, there's a lot of great shortstops in the country. I'm so impressed with college baseball and how good the shortstops are. I'm just thankful Alisei is our shortstop.
Andrew Idell, College Baseball Central. Coach, obviously tomorrow's not an off day for y'all. You got Coastal Carolina. How do you kind of just flip the switch and after all the adrenaline today? How do you kind of flip the switch to Coastal tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. I kind of laugh because, as a coach, you love to practice. So if I ask the guys on the bus, would you rather practice tomorrow or play Coastal Carolina? These guys want to play the game. And so, they're physically and mentally ready. And, yes, we talk about being professional and yeah, don't get too high, don't get too low. It's hard to not get high, with a walk-off in Omaha. But, we'll enjoy the bus ride back to the hotel, and we'll enjoy the crowd, the Louisville fans, outside the hotel, and that'll be awesome. But I'll make it clear when they get to their rooms and they shower, we have to turn the page. Just got so much respect for Coastal Carolina. I played against them as a player, and I coached against them as a player and a coach for 12 years, being at the Citadel. So I've known them very well for a long time, and obviously what they did a few years ago with Coach Gilmore and what they're doing now with Coach Nall. It's so impressive, and the way they play the game. So when you talk about toughness, man, we'll have a good matchup of two tough teams and grinding it out. But we're looking forward to that opportunity.
Dan, you've obviously had a lot of good hitters or coached a lot of good hitters during your career, but especially with, the College World Series appearances. But how would you just describe the kind of run that Eddie's on right now in terms of, especially this postseason?
I call it professional. I say it's a very professional hitter. He doesn't play in the smallest parks. He doesn't take advantage. It's a real hitter. I think he's going to play the game for a long time. It's a good outfielder. There's power. There's contact. I think the majority of his home runs are with two strikes. That's just the blessing of him having a roller coaster junior year, and you get him back for his senior year. We're reaping the benefits of having Eddie King in the lineup. And I always tell our guys, sometimes when you lose, you actually win. And I know Eddie thought he lost last year because it was a frustrating year. He didn't get it going till late. He didn't know if the draft was going to work out. And it's hard to not feel like you lost out with all those high expectations he had. But, lots of things happen in life, and you look back and you go, wow, that was really a blessing. So I feel like Eddie, what he went through in the postseason, right, the super regionals and the Eddie chance, and to get the Eddie chance in Omaha, we love to get our guys ready for pro ball, but pro ball's not going anywhere. Enjoy this as long as you can. But I'm so excited and optimistic about guys like him and Jake Monroe and Matt Klein. Man, these are professional hitters. Real hitters. I don't think they're abusing an aluminum bat or a small field. I think these three dudes can just flat out hit. And I think the three of them have a chance to play this game for a while.
Coach, in the going from the eighth from Schweitzer to Daniel Levitch, and then he gets in trouble, and you kind of make that approach where he's into an at-bat with two pitches, and you go to Bivin. What was the thought process there and the strategy to make that move?
Yeah, Roger Williams is super respectful, and lots of times he asks for my advice, which most of the time I wish he wouldn't even ask me, okay? Because I don't study it like he studies it. I'm not an expert the way he is. He's watching film after film. He's got all the at-bats. You're facing Oregon State. You're facing these guys. This is probably we're into double-digit at-bats for a lot of these hitters over the last two games. So, sometimes I'm just proactive, and I just get ahead of him because he's going to ask me, and I just say, Raj, I trust you. Just do what you want to do. And I was in alignment with, man, Jack Brown was good, and then Schweitzer was good. But, we had run Schweitzer out 2 innings the other night, and those two righties were coming up. All the righties, but those are the two righties that beat him the other night. And their splits are even favorable to righties. And so it just felt like Wyatt is a better matchup. Again, their star hitter ambushes a fastball. And then, like I said, we had to go through their two best hitters. and they just set the tone. And that's where you just look at Wyatt and, bouncing some breaking balls and just you're a little concerned about the look. And it's nothing against Wyatt, but you look down there and you got Tucker Biven, right? And Tucker Biven is the guy that walks up to Coach Williams, with his cleats on in like the 7th and says, I'm pitching tonight. Like, I'm ready. Just, I'm going down there. It wasn't like we told Tucker to go down there. It was, and like he said, he gets so mad if I take the ball out of his hands. It's not easy to take the ball out of his hands, but how do you not love that in a pitcher? And so the toughness that Tucker showed tonight, and that's why whoever wins the shirt, we say our prayer. After the prayer, you have to re-gift the shirt. It's called Help the Helper. So you might have been the best player on the field. You might have been the MVP of the game, but you're not going home with that shirt. You're then going to give it to somebody else, and you're going to thank them. And so I wanted to give it to Alex so bad because of what he went through and to make sure he knew, hey, you were the winning run. Like, we won because of you. And as much as he said, Eddie and Jake, I love you guys, he flips the shirt to Tucker Biven. And I just thought it was very fitting that Tucker walks away with the shirt.
That's all the time we have, and that'll conclude our press conference. Coach, we appreciate your time, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Just a couple reminders before we get going. As a courtesy to your fellow media members, the coaches, and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Also a reminder, recording press conference video on cell phones is prohibited. Please wait until the mic runners reach you before asking your question. Please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a press question during the press conference. Now joining us, members of the Oregon State Beavers, head coach Mitch Canham, student athletes Iva Arquette, Jacob Craig, and Gavin Turley. Coach, we'll begin with an opening statement from you.
Okay. Well, I'm incredibly proud, and as I told them, that's just a very small fraction of what that word really means, how I feel about these guys. Just an incredible group. The entirety of the year, they should never even be looking down at the ground. Their heads should be held high. They inspired not only myself and their teammates, but I think the world on how they went about it. And the more people are around these guys, the better they feel about themselves and life. And it's absolutely incredible. And to see what their capabilities are day in and day out, I don't think anyone was surprised that they put on a late inning surge right there and find ways to make the game just wild. But they got real heart. And as I said, like, I believe they're men. I believe they found that about themselves this year. It's a huge part of why you go to college, to go out and compete, to grow, and to become a man. And that's something that I think each and every one of those guys in that clubhouse has become stronger. They took on so much, and I'm grateful for everything that we went through. Grateful for the staff, our student managers, the administration, Oregon State, and everyone who ever wore orange and black that rooted on the Beavs. It's incredible. And now it's just like the continual hunger that we have and understanding for all those guys that are going to be back what this place really means, and that we have the capability of going out and doing amazing things. And I think we learned a lot about ourselves. I'm looking at the guys that are up here on the stage. Iowa Arquette chose to come here and push himself harder than he's ever pushed himself before and bring joy to other people and take on the world with these guys and become a brother. I watched Jacob Craig over the last 3 years transform himself to just being a real juggernaut, a man, someone that not only launches balls into the stands, but continues to pick himself up when times are hard. And that's something that each of us need, and we have someone to look at to inspire us to be better. I look at Gavin Turley, who has loved this place through and through, even before he even got here, and left his mark. And I know each of these guys are going to continue to impact Oregon State and our future student athletes and so many other people around the world for years to come, beyond when they leave this world. So it's just inspiring to see how they go about their stuff with everything that they do. Growing our family of champions in all that we do, and they did that.
We'll open it up to questions for the student athletes.
Hi, this is Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. This is for the players. I know this is kind of a big picture question, and your season just ended, but what are you proudest of in terms of how you guys endured all the road trips this year, including here at the College World Series?
I'll start. I'd say I'm proud of how we came together, especially with starting off knowing that it's an independent schedule and having to fight a battle that no one's ever fought before. Everyone kind of just faced it head on, and we all kind of came together that way, and it created a really tight group. So that's what I take away most from this year.
Yeah, kind of the same thing Gavin said. The tough times brought us together, and we just had fun the whole year.
I'm just proud of the brotherhood we assembled, in this journey. What a season we had, what a run. I'm grateful, just to be part of this program, and what a brotherhood. So, yeah.
Jake McKeever, College Baseball Central. When you entered the portal, is this how you envision this year playing out?
To win a national championship, I envisioned, but yeah, I wanted to make it Omaha. I wanted to win, and we didn't do that today, but we did. We won, so that's all I can ask for. Just great teammates. Great coaches. But yeah, all I can ever ask for. So.
Mark Garland, College Baseball Central. This is for Jacob and Gavin. 3 years now, fellas. I've had the wonderful opportunity to cover you guys and watch you guys grow as leaders, men, ball players. Can you just talk a little bit about what it means to be part of Beaver Nation out there in Oregon State?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand how kind of deep this program runs, but living up in Corvallis and seeing the people involved, it's a lifelong involvement. So I didn't necessarily realize that when I first showed up, but now being here for 3 years and seeing the people that come back and seeing the people that are involved and loving the program and consistently pouring into it, that's the one thing I'm going to take away.
Yeah, to play for Beaver baseball, it's something special. The community always has your back. It makes makes me think I don't think I'd want to be anywhere else but here.
We'll take one more question for the student athletes.
Noah Beanick, 11.7. I would like to actually tail on one of the transfer portal questions for Iva. Could you expand on how Mitch and the coaching staff first approached you? Because it was a little bit of a unknown with the independent scheduling, and you still decided to commit and play for the Beavers.
Yeah, I mean, they had a plan, already made. They discussed it with me, and they showed me what the plan was for the schedule, and and it's Beaver baseball, and it's a dominant program, especially on the West Coast, in the whole country. But I just wanted to be a part of something special. I never looked back, so I was glad I made the choice.
Iva, Jacob, Gavin, thanks for your time. Congrats on an incredible season.
You guys won't need that, will you? You guys won't need these, will you?
No, you can take them. Oh, yeah. We'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Andrew Idell, College Baseball Central coach. Obviously, with the difficulties of running an independent schedule this year and all the road trips, how do you take this year and just help with it next year and into the future?
Difficult for who?
For how this team was, like all the road trips. How do you?
I don't think putting it together was difficult. We're talking about baseball and making phone calls. Did it take a lot of time, and could it be frustrating from time to time trying to get all the puzzle pieces to fit? Sure, but you ask why Oregon State? Have you been around the program for a while? You could see real quick this place is amazing, like top to bottom. The people that are involved, the way people work. Who cares about an independent schedule or not? Like, what a great opportunity it is. And we've held that line all year, and we'll do it next year too. Like, it's going out and wanting to play the best competition possible. And when we talk to guys and share the vision about coming to Oregon State, what the expectations are and how we're going to go about our work, and we don't shy away from what everyone else perceives as difficult things. Those are great opportunities, and we kind of run into the storm, because that's where the best gains in life are going to be made. You can sit on your couch and play video games all day and, never go outside and, have someone else pay your bills, or you can really take on life and do it the right way and go earn that dollar and then go share that dollar with somebody else, as opposed to, putting it in your own pocket. My younger brother taught me that before he passed away. You work your butt off, you treat people with respect, you do the right thing, and you share. You share everything that you have. You share your finances, you share your emotions, you share, your wisdom, your grit, and you want other people to share those things as well. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I know at Oregon State, and as I looked at our coaching staff in there, I'm so incredibly proud of these guys, because we're still here. And when I first took the job, and it was, everyone tried to come out and rip this place apart. These guys stayed. They continued to battle and to make this place, everything that it possibly could be, everything that we could do. And portals and NILs and COVID and you name it, all the stuff that comes up, conferences, blah, blah. It's all just stuff. Like, we welcome it. And guess what? There's probably going to be more stuff that happens next year, or probably tomorrow and the next day and every day of your life from here on out. Again, I believe in opening the windows and the doors and going out and experiencing the world, not hiding in a corner and thinking that everything's going to be okay. It's not the right way to live. That's not the way God wants us to live.
Jake McKeever, College Baseball Central coach. Very rarely do recruits live up to the hype in the way that Gavin Turley did as his high school or college career closes. What stands out to you about his time at Oregon State?
Oh man, he's incredible. He loves his family. He loves his friends. He loves, and he cares so much. That guy, I've enjoyed every conversation I've had with him. I've enjoyed watching him communicate with other people. He can talk to anybody and make them feel special. because he believes in that. And he wants every answer to the test. He wants to know, like, where does he struggle, and he's going to go attack it. The guy works his butt off, and he still finds time to, like, really enjoy and experience the world. So when people say that there's limits, oh, I don't have time for this, that guy's put me to sleep while he's playing the piano, right? It's beautiful. That guy has gone out and flew airplanes. He's jumped in the rivers and off. I mean, he had all the guys jumping off of a bridge into the river as a bonding moment. I'm watching these guys do backflips and stuff, and I can't swim worth beans, so I was more waiting on the side, waiting and hoping no one was going to get hurt. But like, he brings joy. And so, like, the baseball stuff is awesome. Like, he's an incredible baseball player and going to play for a very long time. And he's going to continue to make adjustments. And any organization would be silly not to want that guy right out the gate. I mean, those three guys I'm sitting next to are going to play baseball for a very long time, you know? And after the game, I know, like, Gavin's like, you know, I really want to come back this fall and share some of my you know, memories and feelings and just motivate the next group. I said, I don't doubt that, man. I expect to see you every year. I'm going to be following you. I mean, he's going to be a part of my family forever. My kids love him. He's done a great job inspiring my children, which I know he's inspired so many others. He's brought so much joy, and we're going to miss him, like, from being around us every day. But at the same time, as someone who loves him, I'm also excited for him to go spread his wings and transform a different community, right? I mean, he's smashed all kinds of records. We've been very fortunate. We have great people that come through Oregon State. And a big reason we've had a lot of great people come through is because guys like Gavin are very hard on us and the others to make sure that they're high quality people too. You know, and that's something that's always been at Oregon State, and having Gavin be a part of our family has just been incredible because he's made so many people around him better. I love my coaching staff, and they do that as well. I'm constantly surrounded by amazing people, and I never lose the gratitude for that. You know, and if I do, my wife reminds me. She keeps me in line. And I have so many other good people that keep me on a good path, but that kid brings joy.
We'll take one more question in the back.
Hey, Coach.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, Coach. Aaron Fitt doing baseball. The tenor of this game, if I can ask a question about the game, just when you look back on it, I mean, you guys are grinding, you know, coming from behind. And then you get to that ninth inning, and obviously the emotional swings of it all and the kind of the disjointedness of it all in both halves. What did you notice about the way your team handled all of that? And just could you comment on the swings there?
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, you know, started off, we tried to execute. We're going to go for a back pick, and so like essentially a pitch out and throw the guy out at second base or an attempt at it, and we just left too much of the plate, and the guy deposited one in left field. You know, little mistakes that happened, but we rebounded from it. Like, we checked in around the fifth inning, brought everybody together and just said, hey man, like, second half, if this game's going to take 4 more innings, okay. If it takes 5, 10, 20, who cares? We're going to give everything we have and go up there with big focus. There's a handful of times that we had runners, you know, on third, less than 2 outs, and we were unable to score them. But there are other times that we put some runs across too. Stinger's sitting there, we weren't able to get a bunt down, and he dropped a single over in the right side. Continued to battle. There never feels like there's any quit. And right there at the end, I mean, we probably shocked the heck out of everybody. We were, you know, they bring guys in, we're finding ways to get on base, hit by pitch, base hit, whatever, what have you. You know, Tice Peterson is functioning on his leg's not in a great spot right now, and he's going to take some time to heal up, but he's out there in the lineup every day, and he legs out to get to second base when it's not easy for him to run right now. No one's taking him out of lineup. He wants to play, and he's in a great spot. So when I see stuff like that where guys have, you know, little injuries going on where it's prohibiting some of the way that they go about their business, but also it's neither good nor bad. Tice, when Craig sat out at the end of the year for a weekend, Tice stepped up, played the heck out of first base, got on fire with the bat, some stuff happens with his leg, deep shin splint stuff, and it's really hard for him to run. So he goes to DH, and now Craig's back in, but Craig worked his butt off on that time off. He didn't mope. He worked his butt off, and so he's ready to go out there and put together a solid World Series super, and and then Tice is rolling. So it always has a way. We don't know the Lord's plans necessarily. We just got to trust it and keep the faith. And even as that situation, even at the end of the game, I can't remember Wilson having a catcher's interference all year. Okay. It's supposed to be this way. It's supposed to be really difficult. But how incredible. We brought in Zach Edwards, freshman, who just threw 2 days ago, running 96, 98, because he works his butt off. And I'm telling you, he was ready. I wasn't worried one bit about bases loaded, him coming in. I saw it. I go, strike out, double play. I also threw another scenario, punch out, punch out, punch out. But that was wishful thinking. But I thought it'd be cooler if we got a ground ball and threw it home, over to first, bring it in, go on another crazy rally, and then watch one of those guys finish out the game. Again, I thought the guys handled it extremely well. It's tough. I think we pushed through one. When they did lay down a bunt, it's not like Klein has bunted many times this year. We only had 5 attempts. He lays one down back to him. We go press through it, and it kicks away. So be it. I don't even know if a catcher's interference is reviewable or not. I was just going out to buy some time, calm the mood a little bit, right? You see everyone starting to elevate. Let's give it a go and review it. And apparently you can. So, but more so just controlling emotions. And we've gotten so much better at that as the year has gone on, responding to those things. So they kept the faith. It was a strong group.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone who's been covering us and following along and being huge supporters of the Beavs. It means a lot.
Thank you, Coach. Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and be posted shortly.